All right, we're going live so we can watch this strike time video as soon as it gets going here. And hopefully sounds are going pretty well for you guys. I'm enjoying. I'll stay muted for a little bit while I try to get some notifications going and see what people are doing. Welcome to the channel. Gonna watch and react to this video, and then we'll look at the blog video live instead of doing a recorded version.
Greetings, Marvel Strike Force fans. I am Cerebro, your community manager, and welcome to your community update. There's a lot of news that dropped this week over on MarvelStrikeForce.com in the update section, including the 2021 second half preview blog. There you'll find information about Dark Dimension 5, including the prize, the Mighty Dormammu, a number of quality of life improvements, and even a tease at a brand new game mode coming in early 2022. But man, the standout for me are those costumes. Just look at that brutal Carnage costume. I absolutely love it. You know, he should start an Instagram to let us all know how he dropped all that belly weight. I'm betting it's a low sodium, high protein diet.
Hey Hunter, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in.
All right, guys, I am very excited to have back with us on the show today, Mr. Rick Mayer. How are you, good sir?
Doing great. Thanks for having me again.
Always a pleasure.
Let's see
so
what
as
they
usual on
have
Strike
with
Time,
this.
we're here to talk about brand new characters, but this one is rather unique. Whom are we here to talk about today?
Well, I'm happy to talk about our second original character. We are bringing it to Marvel Strike Force. It is Deathpool.
Now, I'm sure when you said that, we had a bunch of viewers now furiously trying to look up this character and probably not getting a whole lot of information on it. Why is that?
This is an original character, which means this character has not existed before today in the Marvel.
But give us a character that does exist that we are wanting.
Her quite yet, but there will be some fun stuff you can look up in terms of the background, like the origins of the character, because she has very strong ties to some of Deadpool's stories involving Death and Thanos.
Okay, three big names there, and I'm really chomping at the bit to kind of dive into some of that, but might be getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's start at the beginning. Where did the idea for creating this original character come from?
Yeah, so actually it was super fun and pretty cool. So this year is Deadpool's 30th. So Marvel's celebrating that with an event I believe they're calling the Nerdy 30 for Deadpool, and they came to us and they let us know about an opportunity where we could kind of indulge and celebrate Deadpool's anniversary in a way we thought would be like kind of the most fun, most awesome way to do that. And original character was brought up, and we wanted to jump at the chance to do that because how could you not?
So I'm assuming they didn't have to do a whole lot of arm twisting with us, right?
No, none at all. I think basically as soon as they brought up the opportunity, they basically couldn't stop us, I guess, from like kind of just going with a bunch of ideas, and we wanted to collect a bunch of pitches from the studio because basically everyone wanted to get in on it.
I'm glad you brought that up, Rick, because I actually joined in on the fun. I created my own pitch for this whole campaign that we were doing. And I have to admit, I was a little salty at first when I found out that my pitch was not chosen.
Yeah, we'll see what we get.
But then once it was presented to me what did actually win, I was like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty darn cool. I really want to see that.
Yeah, for sure. I think actually the process that we went through to kind of collect ideas and we had a group of individuals like kind of narrow that huge list down to like a top number, and then we took that smaller list and we made concept images for like several
So we'll
ideas,
watch the strike time, and then we'll look at the blog, which should have come out at 2 o'clock as well.
More people at the studio, and also
we'll do
Marvel.
that live.
That's when we got Marvel to jump back in the conversation and take a look at them and see kind of some of the initial ideas that we had.
So the reason why I snagged you today, a little birdie told me that you were actually the one that pitched this. Was that correct?
Yes. Yeah. So I obviously, when I heard the opportunity for Deadpool, original character, I really wanted to pitch an idea. And one of my personal favorite things about Deadpool is his bizarre relationship with death, both the concept of death and the character death, and Thanos, and the relationships between those three characters, and it comes up several times throughout a few different runs of the comics, so you can kind of like look up and see interactions. There's I forget some of the name. I forget the name exactly. I think there was like one of the anniversary editions. There was like a one shot that talked about his origins and his past, and a lot of that was kind of like flashbacks induced by death. And then there's some other comics like Funeral for a Freak and things like that where you see a lot of it. So I had a pitch, and Marvel and other folks kind of like they got excited about it too, and they gave me some initial options for like, oh, we could go this way or this way or this way, because like everyone just had ideas, right? Like
that's the double-edged sword to pitching things, because then you own it, and now you have to do all the work with it. So it's like, it's cool at first, you're like, yes, this got approved, and you're like, and then you realize, oh man, I just gave myself a whole lot of more work to do.
I did.
It's the same shirt he was wearing in the other interview. Wonder if it recorded it there.
Very collaborative effort, and this was no exception. When it's an original character, there's just a lot more you have to do in terms of thinking about like origin and story and what powers they have, what they can and can't do, and like how does that translate into gameplay. Like all that other stuff is you have to do all the normal work, but then some extra, because you can't just go open up a comic book and find references, right?
So now you're designing the character, and then I know, when we design a character, we're usually doing that in conjunction with some other characters, maybe even putting them together with a whole team. How then do you go about that process?
If you've been playing the game for any amount of time, you're probably super familiar with the concept of us giving traits to teams of characters that kind of work together for synergies.
Yeah. So
that's a super common thing, and we went back and forth on it, and then after a while, we did come up with the trait. The trait is New Warriors. So I don't know if we've talked about that yet, but yeah, I
don't think so.
So the trait is New Warriors,
Headline.
and we have a couple other characters that will be coming out in the same release as Deathpool that will be sharing the tag.
So the New Warriors. Okay, so she's the first character we're announcing of this new little team called New Warriors. More characters coming in the coming weeks. All right, this is all my good information, but I think we've kept our audience in suspense long enough. They want to know about the kit. They want to know what she's going to do. And in typical fashion, we usually like to start with her passive ability that kind of sets the stage for the rest of her kit. So if you would please do the honors and let us know her passive.
Yeah, we can start with the passive, although we're going to have to come back to it in a little bit because there's some there's a hook in
Let's
there
hear.
that'll come up later. So
Fair
yeah,
point.
so for the passive, we'll just start off with the stat bonuses that she has.
Okay.
She will give Mystic allies 10% drain, and she'll give herself and new warrior allies 20% max health.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. One of the big parts of her kit for her passive is on enemy death, she will heal herself for 10% max health, and then she'll attack the most injured enemy for 300% damage and clear 3 positive effects. So if you are fighting in something where there's like a lot of summons or like, you know, extra little guys to kill, like in raid nodes, then this will proc a lot and it'll do a lot of healing and a lot of extra damage in there. And she is particularly good in raids, not just because of that, but she also has some traded raid bonuses. So when she's in a raid, she'll also be on spawn, filling
Oh, you have a
speed
calendar
bar by
with it.
10%,
Oh, cool.
plus 5% for each mystic ally. Additionally, on enemy death, so not only will she do that heal and attack, she'll also generate 1 ability energy for 2 random mystic allies or herself. And then on spawn, she'll gain +1 charged up to a maximum of 5. And the charge part is relevant to the rest of her kit, but passively, charge will at least give her 5% drain for each charge. So in raids, when she spawns, she'll gain a charge, and that will give her a little bit of drain in addition to the 10% drain she's just giving to all mystic allies.
So first on the
Game up.
heal self for 10% max health and then attacks the most injured enemy.
Yeah.
Will that go through stealth, and also will it target minions?
Yeah, so the attack that triggers on enemy death will it just does a check for the most injured enemy. So that could be a minion, it could be somebody that's stealthed, it could be a stealth minion. It's just whoever has like the lowest percent current health. It's the same way we target anytime we target lowest health, it does that, but ignoring all other modifiers.
Okay, and then on the point where it says on enemy death, generate 1 ability energy for 2 random mystic allies or self. If she was the only mystic on the field, would she generate 2 ability energy for herself?
Yeah, so it's when it's picking the random, it's not it can pick the same person. And so if she was the only one, then she'd be the only valid target for it. So if she was missing at least 2 ability energy and was the only person standing and an enemy died, she would gain +2 ability energy.
Nice. All right then, let's move on to her ultimate ability, please.
Yeah, so this one is pretty exciting. 3 energy cost on the ultimate, so this is a move you'll get to use a lot. You pick a primary target and you will clear death proof from that primary target. You will attack that primary target for 500% damage and apply 2 bleed for 2 turns. And then you'll gain +1 charged, which again, she will passively gain drain for charge. And then this attack gains 5,000% additional focus to help you land the bleeds and clear the death proof from the primary. And then this is the sweet part where all the charge comes into play. Instead of doing the 500% damage, if you're at max charged, this attack will instead deal 20,000% piercing damage and then clear charged. And this charge version is unavoidable and cannot be blocked.
That seems like a lot. Is that enough to one-shot just about any character, if like at max level?
Yeah, so basically when the modifier is that high and it's piercing, it will pretty much just murder, about anyone. I'm sure there may be some rare circumstances where if, you had a low level or under geared, Deathpool, that it might not take out some of the bigger ones. But yeah, if you're playing in content that's that you're appropriately tiered for, I think this pretty much just kills anyone.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when we first released Captain Marvel. I think her ultimate was able to like almost get rid of just about anybody, but this one seems like it's pretty much guaranteed to do the deal. So almost like a Captain Marvel 2.0-ish, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, but way more. Like if you think about Captain Marvel as a comparison point,
he doesn't like
the number on this is much larger and it's also piercing. So
piercing is much better.
They'll die. It'll just kill them.
They're just gone. That's just it.
In raids, this works out to you get to use it a bit more often because the charge will carry over from node to node.
All right, let's move on to her special ability.
So her special is a little bit more expensive than the ultimate. It's 5 energy cost, and this will transfer all negative effects from herself to the primary target. It will attack the primary target for 300% damage. It will then attack all adjacent targets for 270% damage, and then from any of those targets that are still alive,
all mystics,
she will steal 10% health from those enemies and redistribute that to all mystic allies. Then additionally, she's not done, she will spread all negative effects from the primary target to all of the adjacents. Except for stun. It will not spread stun, but otherwise it will spread all the negative effects from primary to adjacents that are still alive.
Wow, redistributing to all mystic allies. There's that mystic call out again. She really likes her mystic friends.
There are also a lot of other really powerful mystics in the game that would be nice to synergize with, like Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock and Ebony Maw. There's Doom. If you have Doom is also mystic. So there's like a lot of mystic characters that are really good solo that don't normally have a lot of synergies with other characters or outside of their one very specific team.
And let's top this all off with her basic ability, please.
Basically pretty fun. I like this one. It will clear all negative effects on the character. So in Deathpool, she'll clear all the negative effects. If it cleared any negative effects, she will then heal herself for 5% per negative effect removed. So it's similar to, if you're familiar with Deadpool's passive, then it's similar to that. And then after she does that, she will heal herself for 10% of max health. That heal will always happen, even if she doesn't remove negative effects. Then she will attack the primary and adjacents for 300% damage. Then she will clear death proof from those targets. Then, if any of those targets have stealth and or speed up, she will flip those. And then for any of those targets that are minions, instead of 300% damage, she will deal 600% damage.
Oof.
So the base damage is doubled for minions. And lastly, as a note, this attack cannot be blocked.
Okay, what's with the hate on the minions here? I gotta ask. What's her beef?
So I mean, the anti-minion synergy is kind of a call out to Deadpool. Similar to how I mentioned Deadpool's passive for the healing that she does in the basic. The anti-minion is kind of a call out towards Deadpool's ultimate, if you're familiar with his ultimate that he has in the game, where he does a little bit extra to minions.
So while we're on the subject of Deadpool, are there any updates to him in how he can possibly work with Deathpool?
If you're familiar right now, he has a chance to revive, and if Domino is an ally, he will always revive. So instead of a chance, it's a guaranteed revive. We're updating that to now also work with Deathpool.
Now this might be a fairly obvious question to a number of our more skilled players out there, but which ISO 8 are you favoring for Deathpool?
I think that a really common one people will gravitate towards will be Striker. This character is pretty serious damage dealer, does a lot of damage, so just the passive boost to the damage stat will be very, very good on the character. The bonus Striker attack that comes along with that, also hers is pretty good. So I think that that's going to be a really natural fit for it. There might be some folks that like the healer class on her, but I think that's something that you'll have to play around with for yourself, because since she does a lot of healing, it's like either it's like she's adequate amount of healing and maybe you don't need the boost, or maybe depending on how your team's set up, they really like she's the only one healing, maybe you need a little bit more. So
and then can you share any information about how she's going to be released?
We are doing an event campaign mission for the characters, so similar to some of the characters in the past, where we have like a nice bit of story, like several chapters of story kind of accompanying the character. We plan on going through essentially Deathpool's origin story through the ECM. So there's going to be, like how I mentioned earlier, how there's a lot of inspiration from the comics about the relationships between Death and Thanos and Deadpool. Expect us to touch on those beats in the story.
And then one final thing that I actually want to circle back on. You mentioned this towards the beginning of the interview here. You talked about Marvel canon. What does it mean when a character is Marvel canon?
The short answer of it is that, it's not just like, headcanon, or it's not just like a, our own, like within our own bubble, an original character. It is now essentially part of the larger Marvel family. So that means that if Marvel or any of their other collaborators, like their talented artists or writers or anyone like that, wanted to do something with the character, they totally can use this character. So that means, although we don't have any plans or anything like that today, that means there is some chance that if somebody out there was excited about her, there could be, you know, future stories involving Deathpool from people that aren't us.
Oh, that'd be awesome, man. Deathpool comics.
It's in the Marvel universe.
Keeping our fingers crossed.
That'd be super fun. I would absolutely love to see something like that.
All right, Rick, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to stop by and give us the information on this character. A pleasure as always, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Love being able to share some information with players, so I'd be glad to be back any other time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's see what else they've got for us.
All right, it looks like I'm back to doing the community updates. Haven't done this for a little while, I'm a little rusty, but let's see how it goes. Jessie Milliner created a custom Kestrel minifigure, and she's actually looking pretty fly in her compact size. That's really creative, Jessie. Might I suggest next a mini Cerebro? That is, if you can find a piece that does this beard justice. And speaking of Kestrel, congratulations to Marat for snagging 100 character shards of the Winged Wonder. All right, I gotta know, 4-leaf clover, rabbit's foot, horseshoe, what'd you use? And do you have any extras? Richard Langley posted a screenshot of the Alliance's TSF Knight and Love Stan Lee ending their Alliance War match in a draw. Or as I like to call it, the Jack Kirby special. You know, because Stan would write and Jack would draw. Just go to the next. There was a lot of fan art submitted over the past few weeks, with many players flexing their illustrative prowess. This Venom illustration by Mr. Pie has a cool, stylized take on it, and reminds us that potentially carrying around a symbiote 24/7 might leave a bad taste in your mouth. This rendition of Cyclops by Hellion typifies how intense Scott Summers can be, and also shows us that a strong serif font can actually look good in a speech bubble. Who knew? And finally, this Silver Surfer piece by Cloud789 is an excellent composition sketched with charcoal. I've used charcoal before too. I know it's not an easy material to work with, so congrats on getting the extreme detail on those chiseled abs, which I'm totally not jealous of at all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to give me a like. Come on, it's right there.
That hamminess is a little
right
extra
there. Give me a like. Share this video with your Alliance mates,
I'm a
and
ham.
we'll see you next time.
Okay, so that gets us almost done.
Hey, did you guys know that this diamond is like crushed velvet? Oh, feels so good. Could do this all day long.
Okay, there we go. Now let's look at the update itself and break some of that down. Fresh again, I guess. All right, so it's Death and Mayhem. Let's go through that. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that didn't go so much longer because it was getting a little tiring there. That like I said, that's a little extra ham there. So we got Death and Mayhem here. Greetings, Commanders. Mojo has another exciting season of Mayhem coming your way soon, and this week we're revealing the big updates arriving with Season 9. But don't touch that dial because we're also spilling the strike-issued beans on our store updates, a returning legend, mutant blitzes, and events to whip your skilled military team into shape. And hit the lights and raise the curtains, it's showtime. Looks a very fun game. Good. Oh yeah, no, that's game is great. I mean, yeah, we got the game. The game is quite great. We'll pull around with some of that a little later. We'll be streaming that too. So let's check some of this out though. Let's see here on the Deathpool League. Action-packed 9th season of Mojo's Mayhem is set to begin soon. Newest season features a full moon of updates. Moon Knight, maybe? Please note that the next season will be starting about a week later than usual. August 13th. Okay. So they're going to have a delay there. Are they trying to sync things? What's going on? Beaming straight from Mojo Studios is updates. We've made improvements to the objectives and ban system in an effort to promote more competitive matches, encourage theory crafting, and reduce the overall time spent on real-time arena matches. First up, we've removed daily and weekly ability objectives to increase the focus of battles on KOs. Let her rip in battle this season and go for the knockout instead of being concerned with how many abilities have been used. On the ban system front, you'll see multiple rotations of bans each week in order to keep the character selection process fresh. Additionally, bans will incorporate roles such as Protector, Brawler, Blaster, Controller, and Support, and Origins, Bio, Mystic, Mutant, Tech, and Skill. And the featured character for the season will be Moon Knight, Shadowlands Vessel of Vengeance. That'll be good. I need some Moon Knight characters on that. The focus on KOs is, I'm not sure that that's actually going to be very good for any of us. I mean, assuming we can bring in our Infinity Watch or any top meta team and everyone does that to get the KOs, then unless you're going to have to wait for somebody to match up with you that has a lower Infinity Watch or whatever in order to get your KOs, this could be bad. But I'm curious to see what actually happens. And let me know in the comments too what you're thinking about that as well. We'll be seeing this soon enough, and then hopefully they're watching it and kind of panning it out. Let's see. Obviously, we had the Strike Time Deathpool. We just watched that. The animations were pretty cool. I liked them a lot. I would, it seems like a cool enough overpowered character. I would prefer to have like some character, Rogue, Gambit, etc., Nightcrawler. Lots of people we've been waiting on that already exist, so we don't have to create people. And they've got the new warriors, so we'll have to see which new warriors they're actually bringing in with that. Cannonball, or who are we talking about? That'll be the stuff. We just watched the video and got the traits. So she is Hero, Cosmic, Mystic, Brawler, and New Warrior. Let's see. Sounds like it's going to be good and really help with the Mystic team. They just did the skill team kind of a rework, and all right, great, Hunter. I'm glad. Yeah, it's a fun game, and especially if you don't jump in on spending and stuff, you can have a lot of fun with it too. It's a lot of fun in the very beginning, in particular, as you're kind of collecting everything, because it's always its own. It's always new and pretty fun. We play it. I'll be streaming it later today as well. Let's see. So we just reviewed in the video the kit for Deathpool, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to reread that like I normally do if I was just doing the blog. Let's see. Payday update. Let's skip down to here. Some of you keen observers may have noticed that the most recent run of our Payday event had updated amounts of gold for both the first time and recurring rewards. This update unintentionally went out a little early, which is why you didn't see any messaging in-game or in the blog. To help newer players power up their roster faster, we increased the first-time rewards for a short-term gold payout to infuse more gold into the economy long-term. For all players, the repeatable rewards also received a nice bump, especially in the higher tiers. Okay. And this is all in conjunction with an additional 2 million gold added to the monthly login calendars to help get more gold into your hands. So be sure to log in every day and take advantage of the updated Payday rewards to get more gold than ever each month. Yet, don't forget to work on your mercenaries. In general, we just had the event where you can, and it's still going on, where you can farm extra mercenary shards, get double payout, which is pretty cool. There's still a good team to use in your war defense. They are going to help you with the Payday event, which is important once a month for getting that gold. So you do want to build them up, and they can get some wins in Blitz rotation, things like that. And they do come into play in the Doom campaign later on. So you'll get some use out of them. Character availability. Get your hands on more shards and red stars for 2 high-profile new characters with our upcoming store updates. Kestrel character shards are available for purchase with power cores in the supply store. And from now until August 9th, you'll have an increased appearance rate of 20%. Take advantage during this period to collect more shards for one of Strike's founders. And then on August 12th, Sharon Carter is moving into the Elite store. Okay, be on the lookout for your chance to increase our red stars using your silver and gold promotion credits. Okay, sounds good. And Hunter, we've got, if you're on the Discord, in my Discord, you can find other players of Marvel Strike Force. You and anyone watching and listening, tune in and you'll be able to find other players and get into an alliance, different things like that. So make some connections if you're looking to try this game. Let's see here. Returning Legendary, Thanos' infamous General Ebony Maw returns on August 9th at 5 p.m. Pacific for his legendary event, Black and Ebony. I've been working on this. For a shot at the Black Order's legendary support, you must assemble a team consisting of Black Bolt and 4 other Inhumans. And just in case you haven't run into the Black Order team on the battlefield, a complete Black Order team grants Thanos all 6 Infinity Stones and empowers Thanos with new abilities. Yes, Black Order is not dead, they're still good, and Ebony Maw is still quite good. You do need to get Black Bolt and your Inhumans team. And it's now easier to get Yo-Yo, so you'll be able to use her, which is a great one to have with Black Bolt in general, because they're still a good functional team. And then also you need your Asgardian team in order to connect to get Black Bolt. So they're all tied together to Ebony Maw and the Black Order. So be aware of that. It's very much like how Pimtech unlocks Jubilee, and Jubilee is required with X Factor to unlock Adam Warlock. So it's the same kind of double connectedness, legendary connections. All right, upcoming blitzes. Add the power of the X Gene during this week's Mutant Blitzes. August 9th at 5, the Big Boom Blitz explodes on the scene and gives you the opportunity to earn Negasonic Teenage Warhead shards while thumping enemies in battle. That'll be good for folks who are needing more of her. She's a later farm, right? She's kind of hard to get. I have her, but so I'm a little foggy on where we get her at the moment. Then we transition from booms to beams on August 12th as Cyclops is up next in the X-Leader Blitz. Cut through enemy teams like a hot laser through butter and scoop up shards for this powerful, uncanny X-Men blaster. Yes, Cyclops is great. Oh yeah, the game is free. Yeah, this is a free-to-play game, which means they're going to try to get you to spend money, but it's completely free. You have to voluntarily spend the money. So, but yeah, it's a free game. They're just they're going to be offering you things to purchase because it's a free-to-play mobile game. So they don't want you to not spend money, and they'll try to make it worth your while. And there are some good good offers in there, and there's some bad offers in there. So, but yeah, it's free to play. So check it out. Don't worry about it. Just don't hit purchase unless you really want it. Come check us out on stream and talk about offers too. We do that too when we're doing the streams. Let's see. Upcoming blitzes. Bonus and flash events. Start prepping for Ebony Maw's arrival with the upcoming Terrigen Storm bonus event on August 8th. Bolster your Inhumans with 2x shard rewards in the campaign nodes. That'd be great if you are getting close and need them to finish out. For Ebony Maw, filter your roster by Inhuman to view all the eligible characters in the locations. Look, it's not bad if you end up farming Karnak. I had to do that, and I felt like peer pressure and shame about it. But eventually, I ended up missing. I missed my Ebony Maw unlock for the seven stars because I didn't have Karnak and I didn't have Yo-Yo fast enough. I've got Karnak now, and actually Yo-Yo, I may get her completed in time to use her for the 7-star unlock. I'll be doing a video of that on Monday night when he goes live around 5 p.m. So we can check and see. Hopefully I can get through that and enjoy completing that event. So, but make sure you take advantage of that. That's a good time when they have the 2x shard rewards, just like we're doing right now for the mercenaries. Sometimes for the ones you want, you may want to spend your cores to refresh the node so you can get another pull, things like that. Be aware of that. Then on August 13th, 5 p.m., Back to Boot Camp Flash event returns, which rewards your skilled military characters with tons of training modules for clobbering enemies. Bolster your boot camp troops on August 12th, the day before, with the Double Time bonus event, which rewards double character shards for skilled military characters. Filter your roster by the skill and military traits to see who's eligible and where to find their shards. That'll be a real good one. And again, you want to focus on those skill and military teams. You don't mind spending a few dollars for value, like same in Starfleet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they have a lot of small packs, which can be good. You can get some stuff, like here in the game. Got the skill military. Let's look at this, because I believe, I'm still working on getting these guys blown out, but if we filter my roster here, by skill and military. Scroll down to military and skill. There. Okay, so here are the current roster that you can use for this event, which does include Yelena. Like, I'm still working on farming Yelena. I farm her daily right now in the Heroes campaign as my Heroes farm for the day. And so she's there. Also, Killmonger won't be available. He doesn't have a node, but he's a great one to be working on your Killmonger, because he's going to apply for the Wakandan monthly event as well as the skill military event, and he applies for the mercenary event, the gold event. So he actually gives you three different monthly events, or he is eligible to be used in 3 different monthly events. So you definitely want to put some effort in him, because he's going to pay out on all of those. So so that's very useful as well. And Black Widow has a lot of use too in various places. So now that she's available in the skill military team, you can get some use out of her too. Plus, you're probably using her in the Wave 1 Avengers if you're using that as a starter hero team for the beginning. Now, so get in there on those. All right, and that says, until next time, good luck, Commanders. Okay, sounds good. So we're gonna be going in. This will be great. Well, I'm gonna be finishing up this video, and then I'll be popping over onto Twitch, Twitch TV, where I'm Lay_Rooster over there, and we'll be doing some live streaming of Marvel Strike Force and probably some Marvel Future Revolution as well. So come check out those games, and we have a few more bells and whistles on our Twitch stream and everything. So if you make sure you kind of check us out, and I'll be on tonight as well as during the weekend and everything. So I look forward to seeing you over there. Hunter, I hope to see you over there too on Twitch. Just come find me over there. Links are in my descriptions of my YouTube videos for my Twitch stream as well. So I hope to see you there. We can answer questions about the game. If you're new, that's fine. We'll talk about it, and happy to talk about it in stream. You can get answers from me as well as other people in the stream, and we can kind of show things from the different accounts very well. Anyway, I'll be streaming throughout this weekend, some on YouTube and plenty on Twitch as well, covering some of the different games. So I look forward to seeing you guys, and I hope to see you over on Twitch within the hour. So y'all take care and be well. Cock-a-doodle.